Chapter 1. When Leaders Lose Their Souls. Moses is entrusted with all my house. With him I speak face to face, clearly, not in riddles, and he beholds the form of the Lord. Numbers chapter 12, verses 7 and 8. Several years ago, during an unusually intense season of ministry, I made a comment to a friend that surprised us both. Before I could censor my thoughts, I heard myself saying, "I'm tired of helping other people enjoy God. I just want to enjoy God for myself." This was both surprising and alarming, because what I was really saying was that my leadership, which usually flows from what is going on in my own soul, was at that moment disconnected from the reality of God in my own life. It was not the first time I had noticed such slippage, nor would it be the last, but it was certainly one of the most clearly articulated. As my friend and I sat quietly together, the words of a poem written by Ted Loder came to me, a poem we had used many times in the Transforming Center to guide people into an honest moment with God. It sounded something like this: "Holy One, there is something I wanted to tell you, but there have been errands to run, bills to pay, meetings to attend, washing to do, and I forget what it is that I wanted to say to you, and forget what I'm about or why. Oh God, don't forget me, please, for the sake of Jesus Christ." As those words recited themselves in my mind, I realized that there was something I wanted to say to God, but had been too busy and too out of touch with my own soul to say. What I wanted to say to God was, "I miss you." This awareness came with such force that it felt like being knocked over by a wave that had been gathering strength while my back was turned. Something's not quite right. Such moments come to all of us. Moments when our leadership feels like something we put on, like a piece of clothing pulled out of the closet for a particular occasion, rather than something that flows from a deep inner well fed by a pure source. Perhaps you have experienced this dynamic in your own way. Perhaps you are preparing to preach or lead a Bible study, and you have the sinking realization that you are getting ready to exhort others in values and behaviors you are not living yourself. Maybe you are a worship leader and notice that more and more frequently you are manufacturing a display of emotion because it has been too long since you experienced any real intimacy with God. Or perhaps someone needs pastoral care and you realize that you just don't care. You rally your energy to go through the motions, but you know that your heart is devoid of real compassion. In her book, Leaving Church, former parish priest and award-winning preacher Barbara Brown Taylor describes what it was like to feel her soul slipping away. She says, "Many of the things that were happening inside of me seemed too shameful to talk about out loud. Laid low by what was happening at Grace Calvary, I did not have the energy to put a positive spin on anything. Beyond my luminous images of Sunday mornings, I saw the committee meetings, the numbing routines, and the chronically difficult people who took up a large part of my time. Behind my heroic image of myself, I saw my tiresome perfectionism, my resentment of those who did not try as hard as I did, and my huge appetite for approval. I saw the forgiving faces of my family left behind every holiday for the last 15 years while I went to conduct services for other people and their families. Above all, I saw that my desire to draw as near to God as I could had backfired on me somehow. Drawn to care for hurt things, I had ended up with compassion fatigue. Drawn to a life of servanthood, I had ended up a service provider. Drawn to marry the divine presence, I had ended up estranged. Like the bluebirds that sat on my windowsills pecking at the reflections they saw in the glass, I could not reach the greenness for which my soul longed. For years I had believed that if I just kept at it, the glass would finally disappear. Now for the first time, I wondered if I had devoted myself to an illusion.